Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Achua. In this video, it's all about fragrances that I consider icebreakers. These are very welcoming, non-offensive, nothing too strong, quite feminine, very flirtatious fragrances. In my opinion, or I would simply describe something flirtatious or a fragrance being flirtatious when it gives you compliments. Sometimes people use compliments as icebreakers. They get compliments you just to get close to you and start a conversation with you. And these are 5 fragrances. I didn't want to do a lot of fragrances, so these are 5 fragrances which are very affordable, but they give off this very flirtatious, welcoming, inviting vibe. In my opinion, Floral Bomb from Viktor and Rolf is a very flirtatious fragrance, although it doesn't have anything like quintessential sweetness to it. There's a bit of sweetness to it, but it's more about a very beautiful, sweetened up florals. I think peony and rose and some tea. It has a very bright, effervescent vibe about it, but there's something that is very alluring, flirtatious, girly, not necessarily fun. In this instance, if you don't have the money for Flower Bomb from Viktor and Rolf, I'm going to recommend for you a fragrance from a Middle Eastern house known as Faris Parfums, and this fragrance is called Bouquet. This is being marketed as a dupe for Mystic Bouquet, Valaya. No, it doesn't smell like that to me at all. I wouldn't say it is 100% identical or a 100% accurate dupe of Flower Bomb from Viktor and Rolf. However, the dry down is going to give you about 85% similarity. The most significant difference is going to be at the opening, but this is going to be a very beautiful tea-like, but not as bright and effervescent as the one I find in Flower Bomb. This on its own is a very beautiful floral fragrance, like a floral bouquet, as the name is indicating. It is beautiful, it is gentle, but it has some creaminess to it that is lacking in the original Flower Bomb, and that is why I say, to me, it is not like 100% Flower Bomb like dupe or inspired, but I think somehow it took inspiration, but it takes its own direction, because although it's going to give the same beautiful lightweight florals and that tea vibe, there's something a little more creamy and heavy about it. It's still going to give you that very flirtatious, very approachable compliment magnet. In my opinion, a compliment is a way of people getting to break the ice and get close to you and strike off a conversation. And I think Bouquet from Faris Parfums is going to be a good fragrance, to start that sort of, flirtatious conversation. And that is going to be Bouquet. Next on this list is going to be one that I find quite sweet or super sweet. It is more candy. It is more in your face. Maybe you really have the intention of being a little more open and a little more flirtatious, and you want people to approach you a little more. I would highly recommend Confection from Paris Corner. This is a very beautiful scent. It has some pear, which comes across as very candied to me. It is not your juicy mouth-watering pear. It is more of a candied pear, and I think this has been compared to La Belle. As a person, I really do not enjoy La Belle. There's something about La Belle as a fragrance and its flankers that I'm not really a fan of. However, I would not necessarily describe this one as a La Belle. Maybe it took inspiration, but I like the fact that it is not as heavy in that nauseating. I find the vanilla in La Belle a bit nauseating, but in this case, I don't find it nauseating at all. I think La Belle is more on the vanilla side as opposed to that pear, whereas this one is more on the pear side as opposed to the vanilla. And I think that is one of the major differences between those two fragrances, in my opinion, which makes this one a lot more tolerable and wearable to me. It is going to be that very candid pear with some florals and a bubble gummy accord to it. It is girly, it is fun, very fun and flirtatious. It's like the icebreaker. Nobody's going to be offended by this. It is guaranteed to give you compliments at least 9 out of 10 times. It's a very beautiful, inoffensive one. It screams girly, fun, flirtatious, but also dressed up. And I think Confection is going to be that, one fragrance you need to watch out for if you want to put yourself out there, especially maybe on the dating scene, meeting people for the first time. It's going to be a good icebreaker. Next on this list is going to be one that has had quite a bad rap, but for me and several other people, we love our Black Opium. And in this scenario, Opra Noa from Alhambra. This is a very beautiful scent. I love the smell of this. It is Black Opium, but not like through and through. In my opinion, I think I've said it when I did my review for in comparison with my bottle of black opium, it's going to give you black opium but less of the vanilla. I think that is one of the most significant difference I find between Opra Noa and then black opium. It has equal amount of the coffee and the jasmine, like some white floral, and then the vanilla, but it's not a heavy creamy vanilla as I find in my bottle of black opium. Nonetheless, a very beautiful interpretation, very identical. The only difference is the fact that it is not as vanillic as I find in black opium, but it is a very beautiful scent. It's going to give you a very flirtatious, fun, but also sexy in a way. It is flirty and sexy in a way, two in one. You're getting two for the price of one. And that is the experience personally I get when I wear black opium. And then this one, the Alhambra interpretation, Opra Noa. It's not quintessentially a fun one. I would not say fun, but it's sweet. It is creamy. It is like coffee done in the most simplistic way. Nothing like a realistic, annoying coffee. And that vanilla with the white florals, it screams ultra feminine. There's something very sultry and intoxicating about this. An icebreaker, a compliment magnet, something that is quite intoxicating and calls people to you, and that is going to be Opra Noa from Alhambra. Next on this is going to be one of the cheapest things I have bought in my collection till this day. At the time I bought this one, it was less than $6 in Ghana. This is my second bottle, Berries Weekend, and this is a very beautiful, I call it, or I'll put it in the category of a junior flirt. If you're upcoming but you don't have it like that, but you still want to come across as very approachable, I'll highly recommend this. It is a very beautiful scent. Forget about the price tag of this. It can qualify as any designer fragrance, your normal fruity floral one. It is more on the berries. I get something like red berries and some nectarine. I get that heavy presence of nectarine, which is quite like mouth-watering, juicy, and it also has a note of tangerine. A very bright, beautiful, sweet, but not sickeningly sweet. I like the fact that it is not sickeningly sweet. It's a very sweet yet also very tolerable level of sweetness. With those red berries and the nectarine and a bit of vanilla, it is very uplifting, welcoming. I wouldn't say it is sexy, in my opinion. I would not consider Berries Weekend as sexy, but it's more on that light-hearted, flirtatious sort of vibe, very affordable too. So if you consider yourself a junior flirt or warming your way, maybe you are going on a date and you don't have it like that, but you still want to come across as very approachable and welcoming, I would highly recommend you check out Berries Weekend. It's very affordable. It is also very flirty and fun, and I don't think anybody smelling you is going to be offended by this. And this is Berries Weekend. And the last fragrance here is going to be one I find a little matured, but it's not a super matured, fragrance. But if you are more grown and you want something a bit more flirtatious, I'm going to recommend Angham from Latafa. Angham is a combination of very lightweight ginger. There is this very lightweight ginger you get in Angham, coupled with the very feminine lavender. It doesn't necessarily give me anything masculine, the lavender. It is very feminine to me. And then those vanillas with the cacao-ish vibe to it. It is very sultry. It is more on the sexy, flirtatious one. It's like a woman who knows what she wants and she's going after it, She's making her intentions very clear to you. It is more about a grown woman who is opened in a way and giving you signals in a way that she's open for discussion. It gives me that. It is quite flirtatious with the sweetness, the cacao-ish lavender, light ginger, but the vanilla and the lavender are what are the most dominant notes in this, and they are done in the most beautiful, ultra feminine, flirtatious way you can imagine, and that is going to be Angham from Latafa. So this is a very short video, 5 amazing affordable fragrances that are going to give you an aura of approachability. You are approachable. There's nothing like a barrier. You're not creating any barrier. Some fragrances like create a barrier between you and others around you, but these ones are very opened, approachable, compliment magnets. And I also think compliments are a way of people breaking the ice and getting to know you, or starting up a conversation with you. So that is going to be my 5 flirtatious fragrances for today, and I hope this video found you well. Let me know what's your other 5 flirtatious fragrances are going to be in the comment section. Let's discuss that and let's share. And that is going to be it for today. And I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.